All right, let's dive into a topic that's on pretty much everyone's mind: retirement savings. The brand new numbers for 2026 are officially out, and we're going to break down exactly what they mean. And I'm not just talking about figures on a screen, we're talking about what they mean for your future. So let's get right into it.
Yes. The question, isn't it? It's the one that probably pops into your head late at night, or maybe when a big birthday is just around the corner. It can be a huge source of stress, for sure, but you are definitely not alone in asking it.
And you know what? It's totally true. With what feels like a million different opinions and 1,000 rules of thumb, it is so easy to feel completely lost. So today, we're going to cut right through all that noise, starting with the cold, hard facts.
Okay, let's move from that feeling of uncertainty to some solid ground. The IRS has just released the new retirement contribution limits for 2026, and this is your first look at how you can get ahead of the game.
Think of these limits like the maximum size of the shovel you can use to fill up your retirement bucket each year. The government sets these limits, and they tweak them every year for inflation. And for 2026, we've got some really important increases.
All right, here's the big headline number. For those workplace retirement plans, your 401k, your 403b if you're a nonprofit employee, or the federal thrift savings plan, the new employee contribution limit is jumping up to $24,500. That's a pretty significant boost.
And hey, for those of you using an individual retirement arrangement or an IRA, that limit is going up too. You can now put away up to $7,500 in 2026. This is fantastic news for freelancers, gig workers, or really anyone who wants to save a little extra outside of their workplace plan.
Seeing the change side by side really puts it all into perspective. Your 401k limit is up a full $1,000 and your IRA is up $500. This is literally the perfect excuse to go in and bump up your automatic contributions, even if it's just by a tiny amount each paycheck. Every little bit adds up.
And get this, if you're 50 or older, you get this extra power-up. It's called a catch-up contribution. And as you can see, it's basically like strapping a rocket booster to your 401k, letting you sock away thousands more each year. Same idea for your IRA. It's designed to help you supercharge your savings as you get closer to that retirement finish line.
Okay, so we know the new limits. That's the easy part. But the next, and maybe more critical question is, how do your savings stack up? Not just against these new limits, but against what other people your age have and what the common benchmarks suggest. Let's take a look.
So let's get real for a second and look at the actual data on average savings from the Federal Reserve. Now remember, averages can get a little skewed by super high earners, so think of this more as a general snapshot. For folks between 35 and 44, the average is around $141,000. For the 45 to 54 crowd, it's over $300,000. But, and this is key, this is just what people have, not necessarily what they're supposed to have.
Right. The reality of averages is one thing, but what do financial experts suggest we should actually be aiming for? This is where guidelines can be super helpful, not as a way to stress you out, but as a roadmap to see if you're at least heading in the right direction.
Okay, here's one of the most popular rules of thumb out there. By the time you're 30, the goal is to have 1 times your annual salary saved. By age 40, 3 times your salary. So let's say you're 40 and you make $60,000 a year. This guideline suggests you should be aiming for a nest egg of about $180,000. It's a really simple but powerful benchmark.
But here's where we see a pretty major gap. The median savings for that same 35 to 44 age group, that's the number smack dab in the middle, not the average, is about $60,000. Meanwhile, the guideline for someone earning just $50,000 a year is to have $150,000 saved. Now, if you're looking at this and feeling like you're behind, please hear me on this. You are in the same boat as millions of other people. This is totally common.
I know, seeing a gap like that can feel, well, pretty intimidating. But here's the most important takeaway of this entire explainer. Those benchmarks, they are not your destiny. Your personal plan is what truly matters.
This says it all, doesn't it? The amount of money you actually need is deeply personal. I mean, do you want to travel the world, or are you happy staying home and gardening? What are your healthcare costs going to look like? The goal isn't to hit some random arbitrary number. It's to build a plan that funds the specific life that you want to live. So how in the world do you build that plan? It can feel like this huge, overwhelming task, but we can break it down. Let's think of it as a checklist. A practical roadmap that turns a vague, scary goal into a series of clear, manageable steps.
Let's just walk through this real quick. It all starts with your vision. What do you actually want your day-to-day life to look like? From there, you just take inventory of where you are right now. Then, crucially, you create a strategy for how you'll turn that pile of savings into a regular paycheck. You'll also plan for the big stuff like healthcare, review your investments to make sure they're on track, and then, and this is my favorite step, you actually test drive your budget before you retire. Each little step makes the future feel more real and a whole lot less scary.
So if there is one thing you take away today, let it be this. The new 2026 limits, they're just a tool. The benchmarks, they're just a guide. But the real goal, the thing that actually matters, is having a confident, well-thought-out plan that is designed specifically for your unique life. That is what creates true financial security.
So, I want to leave you with this question. Forget the big, intimidating numbers for just a minute. Looking at that checklist we just saw, what is the one small thing you can do today to move your plan forward? Seriously. Maybe it's just writing down a list of your accounts. Maybe it's just starting a conversation with your partner. Whatever it is, that one small step is the most important one you can possibly take.